We are gathered here today to sip some tea, honey, so make sure you guys have your teacups ready because this tea is what? Piping hot. Good morning, you guys, and I hope everybody's doing good today. I just want to let you guys know that I am happy, I'm elated, and I want to thank you guys so much for the continued overwhelming support on not only Patreon, but on PayPal. You know, right now I'm over 1,200 Patreons from where I was before when I was sitting at $199. And I want to thank everybody for just their positivity, for the emails, for the comments, for the messages. Like, this makes me happy because now I feel like I can really do what I like to do here on YouTube, and I can create more content, and I can create things geared more towards you guys as opposed to trying to create things on the safer side, so that way I don't have to, piss off YouTube's advertisers, or that way they don't demonetize my videos. This morning I got a notice from YouTube stating that my Kim Kardashian video, the one I did about her losing 100K subs due to her real butt being put out there in the media, they said that they're going to make that video age restricted because it's a controversial topic. But had they actually watched that video, they would have known that it was a positive video. It was a video about not body shaming people and all that other stuff. But of course, YouTube never watches anything. They just read titles and they demonetize you or they age censorship you. But honestly, even with that email from them, I didn't feel any type of anxiety. I didn't feel the need to take the video down or re-edit it. I just said, you know what? It is what it is. If it's not meant for the kids to find it, so be it. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you guys are supporting me and not YouTube. So I don't have to depend on them and the things that they do to my videos. If they want to demonetize the video, that's fine, because you guys are showing support in return. And that means the world to me. So because of all the support I'm getting, and because I'm not having to walk on eggshells and, only talk about certain things or say certain things, I can be more creative. I can create more videos. I can create a more wider range of topics and things like that to talk about. I'm still going to stick to the main topic, honey, which is celebrity tea. But I can also talk about little conspiracies and stuff like that I've always wanted to address over the years. But as we know, a lot of conspiracy videos are just not safe. They get pulled off of YouTube all the time. So this kind of leads me to today's story. I hope you guys have y'all's teacups ready, honey, because this old school tea is what? Piping hot. And it's piping hot because a lot of y'all have no idea what I was talking about. And I was kind of just surprised. So if you guys don't know, the Met Gala was this weekend. It was on Sunday, I believe. Don't quote me on that. But they had this huge Met Gala. And as we all know, every year, the who's who of Hollywood show up, and then it's like a big competition to see who's the fanciest, who's the most artistic. And we saw beautiful people like Rihanna. Y'all know that's my girl. Her damn shoes were on point. So she was there. Nicki Minaj was also there. Nicki Minaj looked really good. It was like a huge tie between her and Rihanna because they both looked really good to me. Katy Perry and her funny acting ass was there as well. So it was a lot of people there, but there were two people who were there that literally shocked the internet. And since then, I've been seeing just so many memes about these two people. And the two people that I'm talking about are the twins from Full House, Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen. Nicki Minaj was such a fan of theirs. They said that Nicki Minaj was fangirl over them, and she was so excited to meet them because she had never met them before. So she took a picture with them, and of course the picture went viral, and all people could talk about is how bad these twins look, how much older they look. Affinity Magazine even sent out a tweet going in on them and basically stating that white people age like bananas. So when that tweet went viral, they got a lot of backlash. Like, you know what, that's racist. That's not okay for you guys to say that, and a lot of people were saying that that's not fair. Mary-Kate and Ashley been through a lot. They've had drug issues, anorexia issues, and things like that. And so Affinity Magazine decided to do the right thing, and they apologized for their tweet. So this is what they wrote. They said, "We apologize for this tweet. It was in poor taste and the humor was very tacky. Our intent is not to mock people who suffer from eating disorders or drug abuse. It was simply to highlight how different people age." And that's what a lot of people are saying, that, well, they're only 30 and Nicki Minaj is 34 and they look twice her age. And they do. They look a lot older for their age, but, I kind of let it go. I figured, okay, we'll let it die down. And then this morning I noticed that the tweets were getting even meaner and that people were going in on them even more on Instagram. So it led me to post this 2 hours ago, and I got a lot of likes on this post. So this is what I wrote towards this meme. The meme says 30-year-old versus 92-year-old. And I wrote, I noticed a lot of people clowning the Olsen twins at the Met Gala. Not sure if you have ever put on your tin hats and realized that they were subjected to a lot of crazy stuff on Full House. Bob Saget is a creepy ass weirdo. Till this day, the twins do not fool with nobody from that show. They refuse to be on the Netflix show Fuller House. It's a lot of crazy things behind their haggard appearance. It's deeper than them not aging well. Also, don't forget that one of them is connected to Heath Ledger. The rabbit hole goes deep. I'm praying for these girls. They sacrificed their entire childhood for our viewing pleasure. So when I wrote that, a lot of people were surprised. They didn't know that these girls went through anything. A lot of people didn't know that Bob Saget was creepy. Some people were like, well, I knew he cursed a lot, but I had no idea he was creepy. T, can you make a video? Can you explain in details? And usually I wouldn't make a video about a topic like this because, again, it kind of falls under conspiracy. And I mean, I don't want y'all like trying to snatch my tin hat off my head because I like my tin hat. It fits me well, okay? But I want to talk about this because I'm a fan of the Olsen twins, and I've done a lot of research over the years. A lot of times I research stuff on my own. I'm a researcher. I'm always researching different things on different people and things like that. And I noticed that they have been going through a lot. And one of the things that kind of stood out to me was back in 2008 when Heath Ledger was found dead. If you guys don't know, Heath Ledger and Mary-Kate Olsen were allegedly dating. It was not made public until afterwards. And the crazy thing is that the apartment where Heath Ledger stayed, a lot of people thought that the Olsen twins owned it. But it came out that they did not own the apartment. But when the masseuse showed up, she's the one who found Heath Ledger's body. And when she showed up to give him the massage, basically she was setting up. She just assumed he was sleeping. And when she went to, get ready to touch him, he didn't feel right. He was feeling cold and stiff. So instead of her calling the police or calling 911, she calls Mary-Kate Olsen. So a lot of people found that really, really weird. And so she called Mary-Kate Olsen and literally waited 30 minutes before calling 911. In the meantime, Mary-Kate Olsen, who was in Cali at the time, called her security guards in New York to rush back to the apartment. A lot of people have said that those security guards were told to go back to the apartment to go clean up or get rid of any drug paraphernalia and stuff like that. And a lot of people say that Mary-Kate and Ashley were, basically doing drugs with Heath and turning Heath Ledger onto their drug connect. So there's all types of like little things behind the scenes concerning Mary-Kate Olsen and the whole Heath Ledger conspiracy. And you guys can read more on that. But that's how they're connected for the people who are wondering.
It's a mystery when someone dies inexplicably. But it was more the way that the pieces didn't fit in this puzzle.
Over time, we did learn some more about what really happened in that apartment.
At this hour, the details are still unfolding.
And then, of course, la pièce de résistance would be Mary-Kate Olsen.
Mary-Kate Olsen. We all heard that and thought, what?
I spoke to Heath Ledger 3 hours or 4 hours before he died, and he seemed to be having a miserable time sleeping.
Heath's father reported that Heath had been on the phone with his sister Kate the night before, that he told her he wasn't feeling well, and that Kate had actually warned him not to mix prescriptive drugs.
A massage therapist went to his Manhattan apartment to give him a scheduled massage.
She calls his cell phone because he failed to answer her knock on the door. She goes in and sets up her massage table, even while Heath Ledger is lying there.
And that's making a lot of noise, but he doesn't stir, he doesn't wake up. Then the masseuse goes to try to shake Heath and wake him up and finds his body cold to the touch.
She became concerned, so she used his phone.
Calls a client that she had in common with Heath Ledger.
The masseuse did not call 911. She called not once, not twice, but 3 times his very good friend, another celebrity, Mary-Kate Olsen.
So Mary-Kate Olsen is well known for people who used to watch Full House. She was one of a set of twins, Ashley Olsen being her sister.
We were all stunned. We never knew that there was a connection.
Apparently, Mary-Kate tells the masseuse She didn't say she was going to call 911 for. She said, I'm sending over a security guard.
Lots of questions this morning surrounding the death of actor Heath Ledger.
It is a grisly scene.
There was no suicide note.
Did this role have anything to do with this?
Now, to the people who are wondering why I said that Bob Saget is creepy, you can go to any comment section on any video concerning Bob Saget. He's just a weirdo. And you will see comments upon comments upon comments of people saying, this dude is a pedophile. This dude is weird. This dude creeps me out. You know, he tries to hide his creepiness by saying it's a joke. I'm just being funny. But it's just things about him that just makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up. And it wasn't like that when he was just, you know, Danny Tanner, when I was watching him on the show. A lot of this started making the hair on my neck stand up as I got older and I got to realize who the real Bob Saget was. He's a dirty old man. The jokes that he says are so inappropriate. They're so disgusting. And a lot of the things that he talks about that went on that show, I don't know. It just doesn't sit well with me. And it's like he tries to joke, like he talks about how he had like a life-size doll, a 4-year-old life-size doll that was supposed to be a Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen. He's supposed to talk to them when they were, you know, taking a break or whatever. And he basically starts humping the doll. It's just like a really disturbing, you know, story. And the way he's trying to talk about it like it's okay, like it's normal. I want you guys to go ahead and watch both of these small clips. I can't put too much in here because I don't want the video to be taken down. But I want you guys to watch both of these small clips of him just, you know, describing really, really weird and creepy occurrences that happened on Full House with these young children. Check this out.
I'm in her room and I'm going, honey, you know, I'm holding a doll. I'm looking into a rubber doll's head. Now, I was always a comedian since I was 17. So I said, I can't do this. Can't we just read it? Do I have to do this? I went, no, we need it for blocking. Cameras need to see it. You need to see it. So I'm like talking to it, you know, you can't do this, you can't do that. And then I just grabbed it, you know, and I just threw it on the bed and I just started pretending, you know, that I was right. So the crew's watching this and they're laughing their asses off. But I did it kind of slow. I didn't do it. You know, I took my time with it. I didn't want to do anything to offend anybody. At first I was like dancing with it and then I was like, you know, laying in the bed talking to it. And then
foreplay, sure.
Yeah, exactly. And then it was very lifelike.
Wow.
What? Come on.
That's great.
If you can cut this out, right?
No,
so one of the moms is a punchline. So one of the moms comes down, and this is all true, and she goes, you got to stop us right now. This is on the monitors. The kids can see this in the classroom. The kids are watching you do this. And I'm literally I'm just going, you know, like Lenny in Mice and Men. It's not a good thing what I'm doing.
Wow.
And that's a good reference too. It just gets worse. What am I doing? It is something wrong with me. And then she said, the kids are watching this. I said, well, turn off the monitors. I'm working.
Right.
Oh, not like you.
Not like you, Bob.
I don't mean it.
No, yeah, you're a good guy, but your mind goes sometimes to dirty places.
I'm picturing you both in a hotel room right now, and I'm just kind of wedged like a hydra because that gets very little.
What is happening there?
Well, you guys were, apparently I am dirty.
Yeah, no, not at all so far.
All right.
So let's talk about talk about the donkey erection again.
Well, it got aroused, and I didn't know what to do because there were kids there. The kids were younger,
Sure.
and John Stamos was Joey. We were standing there, and the kids were young, and I didn't know what to do, so I started to call the thing Peppermill instead of Eeyore because it looked like, you know, when you go to Olive Garden and you get fresh ground pepper, you know, it looked like the whole...
It looked like a peppermill.
It looked like a peppermill.
Yeah.
So I was saying that.
So to diffuse the situation around children...
Yes.
You started yelling peppermill.
Because I wanted to help the children.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys just saw what Bob Saget had to say, and you can even tell that, you know, even Mr. Colbert kind of seemed uncomfortable, and he's trying to play along with the joke, but he's looking at the dude like, this is just weird. And even, you know, the Opie guy, even he's looking at him like, dude, really? Like, no, even if I had a life-size doll, it would not be of a 4-year-old, you know? So you can even tell, like, other people in the room are not really getting his joke or his weird sense of humor. But now on top of that, you know, as I said before, both these girls had really bad drug addictions. I remember they were trying to sell like purses back in the day, and they were in the shape of like pills, and they had all types of drug paraphernalia on the purses, and the purses were going for like $1,000. It was just really weird, the stuff that they were into at the time. And then as we all know, Jodie Sweetin, she also had a really bad drug addiction after Full House as well. Now, Candace Cameron was the only one who really didn't go through a lot of things. She really didn't get into the whole drug scene. You really didn't hear too much about her. But what a lot of people don't know about Candace Cameron is that she is Kirk Cameron, who used to be my crush when I was a kid from Growing Pains. Kirk Cameron is Candace Cameron's older brother. And their families are like devout Christians, okay? Like, I think Kirk Cameron might be a pastor or something nowadays. I'm not really sure. I kind of forget, but I know he's very heavily involved in the church, and she was very heavily involved, and their family did not play with all the sinister shit that went on in Hollywood, where you had a lot of families who would just leave their kids on set and, you know, come back when they felt like it, or leave their kids with handlers and, you know, nannies and all that stuff. The Camerons were very, very involved in both of their children's careers. If one parent was with DJ, the other parent would be with Kirk. So they were very, very involved. So that's why they didn't get kind of involved or stuck in all the trappings that a lot of the childhood actors and stuff like that got involved in. And I think a lot of that was due to like their Christian faith and them just really being involved parents, you know, so they didn't go through a lot of that trauma that a lot of these other kids in the Hollywood circle went through. So, you know, that's good for Candace Cameron, you know, but the whole situation is crazy. And like I said, even now in 2017, they're bringing back the second season of Fuller House, and Mary-Kate and Ashley are not going to join. They really don't talk to any of the people on the cast. And I remember an interview that made me sad a few years ago that Mary-Kate did. And basically in that interview, Mary-Kate Olsen, this was like one of the first times where she broke her silence. And this was in 2010. They had really stopped making movies and being on television and being seen on a regular basis since 2004 when they made their last movie in A New York Minute. And then, you know, you would see them on like red carpets and like, you know, fashion events because they're very much into fashion. But basically she came out and she said that she would not wish her upbringing on anyone. And one of the quotes that kind of always stuck with me that she said is, I look at old photos of me and I don't feel connected to them at all. I would never wish my upbringing on anyone, but I wouldn't take it back for the world. So, you know, you can tell like everything she's saying is that it's very bittersweet. While it was a blessing to be one of the most famous twins in the world, and, you know, they became literally moguls. They became millionaires at like the age of 7. You know, so they were around a lot of like, you know, executive people and handlers and business agents. They weren't on a playground like normal kids. They weren't swinging on the swing set. They weren't, you know, using their imagination. They were basically being force-fed to be this brand and to sell clothing to young girls and makeup and toys and things like that and dolls. You know, so it is very bittersweet because they didn't have a normal childhood. There's nothing for them to look back on and say, oh my God, that field trip that I went with Miss, you know, Jackson with my second grade class. There was none of that for them. These two have literally been wards of Hollywood, like how you're a ward of the state. They've literally been wards of Hollywood from the time they were 6 months old. They started doing commercials when they were in diapers, and then they booked Full House, and they were on Full House for years. And then from that, it went on to like, you know, VHS videos and things like that, and music. And, you know, they were like some of the most popular kids in the 90s. And while it's easy to dismiss it and say, you know, I don't feel bad for these rich white girls, who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? I grew up in poverty. I grew up in the hood. You know, I don't think that's fair to dismiss their pain and their struggle any more than it is to dismiss somebody who grew up in the hood. You know, we all have different experiences in life. We all go through different things. We all have to go down different paths. But it doesn't mean that it's easy just because of somebody's bank account or somebody's level of fame. So when I saw those jokes of people saying that she's aging horribly and white people age horribly, and while there is truth to that, I'm not going to act like there's no truth to that. You know, I look very young for my age, yes, and I'm happy and God is good. But then I know people who are my age who are of other races and they look twice as old as I look. You know, that's not anything that's false. Black people do tend to age a lot slower than other races. What kind of bothered me with the memes is that they're making them this huge butt of a joke. And Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, they really don't bother anybody. They're not attention whores. You don't see them on social media 24/7 like the Kardashians. These girls actually had talent. They actually made their way. They actually, you know, provided for themselves, you know, a legitimate way. It wasn't through a porn tape. It wasn't through being an attention whore. It wasn't through nepotism. You know, these girls built their own brand, and they were used by so many adults around them. You know, they're not messy girls. You don't hear about them. So I don't find the jokes too funny because they're not people who involve themselves in the bullshit of the industry. They've literally taken themselves out. So I feel bad that they're getting clowned that bad by social media, and a lot of people don't realize some of the trauma that they went through on Full House. And I'm not making this video to say that Bob Saget is a pedophile or a molester. That is not what I'm saying. I'm not trying to throw that out there. I'm just saying that he creeps me out, and I feel like these girls went through a lot of trauma on that set, and it's affecting them to this day. And also, let's not forget that one of the most recent pictures of them came out just in 2016, and I just found the picture so odd. I remember seeing this like, what the hell? Like, the guys that they're dating, they've been dating these guys for a while. These guys are old enough to be their grandfather. I mean, it literally looks like they're kissing their grandfather or their dad. And it's weird how one twin is on one side with her old ass boyfriend, and then the other twin is on the other side with her old ass boyfriend, but they're on a double date. And it was just weird how like they're split between these, like between the stairwell. It's like, why didn't y'all just get tickets sitting right next to each other? It's just like the weirdest thing. And then you can see them kissing, and the girls look just really uncomfortable. So I don't know. I don't know what happened to them, and you know, I don't know what trauma they went through. But it's just a lot of weird things when I look at them and I look at how their life turned out. And I try not to judge them because I don't know what those girls went through for those years they were on that set. And especially being that now that Bob Saget has really come out and shown the world who he really is, which is a dirty old man. You know, I feel bad for them, and I think that before you clown them and say that, you know, they're aging like a banana and they're aging horribly, remember, these girls, regardless if you feel like they sacrificed their life or not, they did sacrifice their childhood. Regardless it was something that they chose or didn't choose, obviously their parents chose it for them, but nonetheless their childhood was sacrificed so that way we could have something to watch as children. And even if you didn't watch the show, you know somebody who watched Full House. You know somebody who had a Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen doll, or who watched the movies, or who listened to the music. A lot of people watch this show, and it's not just shows like Full House. You know, there's Growing Pains, Roseanne, Different Strokes. You know, so many people, you know, literally sacrificed their childhood so we could have something to watch, and now it's affecting a lot of these people. I mean, look at Orlando Brown. You know, he's literally went crazy looking for attention on the internet, and he sacrificed years of his life bringing us entertainment in the Black community. So, you know, it's just really unfortunate what's going on with these girls. But I wanted to kind of do this video because a lot of you guys were requesting that I do a video on this topic, and to kind of break down, you know, why I felt really creepy about Bob Saget and why I didn't find the jokes funny that people were saying about the Olsen twins, because they've been through a lot of traumatic shit. You know what I'm saying? It's very easy to stand from the outside and judge, but they've been through a lot of stuff. So anyways, y'all, let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this entire crazy situation, once again, concerning the Olsen twins. How do you feel about the Met Gala and how they looked at the Met Gala? And then how do you feel about all the backlash they received because of how, you know, old and haggard that they're looking, even though, as we all know, they went through anorexia, bulimia, drug abuse, and things like that? And then how do you feel about, like, just the different conspiracies around Full House and, you know, people thinking that, you know, Bob Saget is creepy and, you know, did something happen to these girls? So let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. All right, deuces. Hey you guys, it's your girl T. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share my videos. You can also visit Lovelyti.com to purchase any merchandise. Also, don't forget to click the boxes down below to watch any of my previous videos. Talk to y'all later. Deuces.